like this, 'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out loud goodbye.
What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy, Mr. Von. Mr. Von Channel Sweatbox. We back. We live. We active here on the channel. Yes, indeed. Let's talk WandaVision episode 6, man. First of all, if you ain't watching this series, what are you doing? Spoilers, of course, ahead. But man, this is the best thing going on television right now. WandaVision is the best thing going on television. And it's because they just continue to do good storytelling. Good storytelling. Last week, we ended with the return of Pietro Maximoff, played by the X-Men version of Pietro Maximoff, Evan Peters, not Aaron Taylor Johnson. So that was the cliffhanger we left off on, and then they had that big fight with Vision and Wanda. This week was the Halloween episode, Spooktacular, and we're in the early 2000s. And this whole episode was based on Malcolm in the Middle, including with the opening intro, which was awesome. I loved it. It started out with the kids narrating the show just like Malcolm in the Middle. It was dope. It was dope. But then we got right into the thing when Vision comes down in his costume. The first thing he says is, "Yeah, man, it's the only thing I have in my closet," and he looked real upset. So it's like Vision knows, and Scarlet Witch doesn't want to push the issues, but she's still trying to control everything. And that's where we started with that. And then we had the Evan Peters is playing Uncle Pietro to the kids, and that whole relationship was awesome. When he donned his classic Quicksilver uniform with the hair, it was fresh. I liked that. Some of the things that really got my attention, that really sparked my interest with this episode, Vision's journey as he traveled to the outskirts of the city to see how Wanda still controlled the people, but it was she just basically had them on standby mode, where they're just sitting there. Some of them were glitching, some of them weren't doing anything. And the theory was, the further you away from Wanda, the harder it is for her to control you. So she basically just keeps you in like a stasis. And that was crazy. All of that was crazy. So then, let's talk about what's going on at the SHIELD base. With Monica Rambeau, Jimmy Woo, and Darcy. They get into it with old boy who's just being a complete dick. Monica calls him out on trying to use the missile on Wanda, and he's at this point, he's going full asshole. He's going full asshole. He starts talking about Monica's mom, which Monica didn't realize. She didn't act like she was black, because he should have got punched right in the face the minute he mentioned her mom. But I digress. That was good. I liked all of that, though. I like how they're developing him into the villain. He seems not the villain, maybe a little bit of the antagonist, but he seems to have some personal issues with super-powered individuals. He brings up her passage of history with Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, and then he kicks him off the base. And so then we have Jimmy Woo, Monica Rambeau, and Darcy going rogue. They beat up some soldiers. They done this, so now they're undercover. Darcy hacks into his computer, finds the files, finds out that he's tracking Vision through the thing, but that's it. So now there's really something going on with that. Is he trying to get Vision's body back? I don't know what's up with that. Excuse me. And then, what else? Where were we at? So then after that, I love the scene of Wanda and Pietro and the kids throughout the city. Evan Peters is just having a blast playing Pietro. He asked Wanda some questions. How are you doing this? She's like, I don't know. She's like, what happened to your accent? What happened to your accent? He says. There's a whole thing where Wanda doesn't really trust him, and things aren't in that. So she's trying to question him, but he's being pretty honest about, hey man, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Last thing I remember, I was getting shot in the street like a dog for no reason, and then I heard you calling me. And then, that was a lot. There's a lot that happens in this, and I know I'm kind of breezing over it. But, and then there was that scene where she sees him dead, just like she saw Vision dead. But he had the bullet holes in him, but it was still Evan Peters. It wasn't Aaron Taylor Johnson. So that whole thing is just creating more questions than answers. Is that really him? It's so much. It's so much going on. So then we go to Wiccan and Speed, a.k.a. the youngins, the kids. I don't even remember the Tommy and I don't remember the other one's name. So we just call them Wiccan and Speed. They both get their powers in this episode. And there's the scene where they're running around the town stealing everything, and then the black dude who was cutting into the fence, I don't remember his name, he's dressed as Frankenstein, and he's kind of narrating it like a Malcolm in the Middle bit. It was really funny. The Malcolm in the Middle stuff really had me dying. When they did the cutaway to Pietro and Wanda as kids in Sokovia trick or treat, and they got the fish, that was hilarious. I thought that was really funny. This episode really, this show's so good, man. It's doing such a good job of giving you answers, but then just creating more questions. And what else happens? So then, we're going back out to the Shield base. I'm all over the place, but you know how my reviews are. So we're outside the Shield base again, and Darcy, after hacking into the computer and tracking Vision, she looks at Monica's blood work that what's his name has. Oh boy knows that her DNA's been messed up because Marcy tells her your DNA's been rewritten twice by going through Wanda's thing. So we're already leaning towards Monica Rambeau becoming Photon, and that's dope. So I'm here for all that. I'm actually the character. I wouldn't mind seeing a little spin-off show with these three characters: Monica Rambeau, Jimmy Woo, and Darcy, because they're really good together. They have really good chemistry, and they're all very entertaining. So and that was just a side note. Then, so we're back in the city of Vision, still out in the outskirts, dealing with all the glitching people. He sees, what's the neighbor? Agnes. He sees Agnes sitting in the car. She's dressed as the witch. You know, the scene from the trailer. And he wakes her up, and she's like, oh, "You're an Avenger. You're Vision. Are you here to help us?" He says, "I'm Vision. Yes, I want to help." What's an Avenger? He still doesn't have any memory of anything about his life before Westview. He doesn't remember being an Avenger in any of that. And then that's when she asks him, "Am I dead?" He says, "Of course not. Why would you think that?" She says, "Because you are." And he says, "What? Dead?" And then she just starts repeating it. "Dead, dead, dead." And he puts her back under, and then she just drives off. And so then Vision, you can tell that he's starting to reach the edge of the border. He's reaching the edge of the hexagon, the hex. He tries to go through it, and the minute he goes through it, the sword agents pull up because they see, because he was tracking him. So they see him at the border, and they tries to come up. He said he really wants to get out, doesn't he? And as soon as Vision comes out, he starts to die. He starts to, disintegrate. He starts to get pulled back in almost. And Wiccan, who had just developed his powers, has a psychic connection with Vision, and he hears it. He feels it. He hears it. He sees it. He tells his mother, and Quicksilver's like, "What's the big deal? It's not like your dead husband can die twice." And that pisses Wanda off, and she hits Quicksilver with the bow and blows him through some tombstones. It was, and then this is when the shit gets crazy. As if it wasn't crazy enough already, Wanda, just being the boss yacht that she is, stops time, freezes everything, and then expands the hex to suck Vision back in to save his life. But in doing so, she wipes out this sword base, turns it into a circus, and expands and covers up a lot. All of Westview is now completely, including the Westview sign, and she expanded outside of Westview, started taking over another city. It was nuts. It was nuts. Darcy got sucked into it. The whole sword base is gone. She took out the whole sword base. All the agents, except for the few that were running in the Jeep, they got away. Jimmy Woo and Monica Rambeau were safe, but Darcy got sucked in, and a lot of sword agents got turned into carnival park, got turned into circus. So it was nuts, and that's how the episode ended. Wanda showed a crazy amount of power. Man, this show it's been the best thing on TV. It's just been the best thing on TV. And the way that it's expanding the universe, I love it. I love it. And I know I didn't talk about a lot of stuff, but man, this is such a good show. If you guys aren't watching WandaVision, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? So many questions. What is going to happen? I need to know. Leave your comments in below. I know I'm wrapping this up, but there's a lot, man. And I don't even know what else to talk about. This show's so dope. It's got me fumbling my words. I don't know what to say. I have so many questions. And I know you guys do too. That's why we're here to talk this out. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Like, share, and subscribe. Are you guys enjoying WandaVision? Put some of your craziest theories as to what's going on with Agnes, Mephisto. A lot of people still think it's Mephisto. I don't know what to think. That's why I'm not really, because I don't know. I'm just enjoying the ride, and I want to see where it's going to happen. I listen to a lot of the theories online that a lot of people think, and some of them sound legitimate, some of them don't. It doesn't add up. Some of it's a lot of speculation. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to sit there and try to act like I know. I don't know what's going on. But I'm here for all of it. Make sure you click those notifications so you know when I upload. And check out the travel vlogs, man. I just got back from the Dominican Republic. It was beautiful. And I'm back up here and it's snowing. So, yeah, do the math. Until next time, you know how we do.
I'ma go to the ends with you. I'ma go to the end with you. I'ma go to the end with you.